in my opinion, you gotta have the criteria of being, you know what I mean? 1, marketable. 2, gotta have them bars. 3, you gotta have the I think just the plain old swag. You feel what I'm saying? Just the whole pizzazz of, cause like you know, Run DMC, Red Run say you ain't got to be the person who dance on the stage, but if you could just walk and blaze the crowd a certain way, you feel what I'm saying? You got them. So that's what creates a criteria to me, a great MC who can actually get on stage and move the crowd. You feel what I'm saying? Have that energy transform to what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
A lot of, you know what I mean? A lot of good MCs, probably your favorite MCs, might have bombed on stage. You feel what I'm saying? So, me personally, like Busta Rhymes is an underrated GOAT. That, in my opinion, because that dude, his performance level is like no other, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Busta gets on your. If you coming after Busta, bro, you might as well forget it. You feel what I'm saying? Because he done shut the whole stage down by the time he gets off, bro.
You know what?
You feel what I'm saying?
I'll say this to that. Crazy. I'll say this because I was ready to be like, nah, this nigga tripping already. But because I gotta agree with you as far as him being underrated. And I'm gonna tell you why I agree with you, man. Because one of the criteria for me is, and I hate to say it, but critical acclaim. You know, you got to make some noise, not just amongst your peers in the hip hop, but as far as, you know, chart wise or whatnot. Which I know, like a hip hop purist, they don't really just look at numbers like that. They don't look at album sales and all that and be like, oh, okay, all right, he the greatest because he sold so many amount of records. But Busta did that too. You know what I'm saying? He's a pure hip hop artist as well as somebody who jumped on the charts and made some noise. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I got to give it up to him for that. I got to give it up to him for that because I think the longer we had this conversation and the further down the list that we go, anybody that we name that we'll say, okay, this cat could be the GOAT, every last one of them had commercial success on some level. And I mean, I want to get y'all's top 5, but I want to get that throughout the show. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to get into that right now.
And not to mention, Busta, I'm not trying to cut you off, Mo, but Busta came from the leaders of the new school.
Right.
He's one of them people that was in a group that had stood out more than the actual group.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So when you see that, this guy was in the group, he went from that to that, and still 25, 30-something years later, still busting ass in the game, bruh. And I'm serious. Like, Busta can bust anybody ass in the game right now. Seriously.
Yeah, he can still
energy-wise, everything.
And another thing about Busta, man, this cat, not only did he come from a group, but he came from a crew, you know, that Native Tongue crew, and that was full of nothing but lyricists. I mean, you talking Pasta Noose with De La Soul, you know, Tip and Fife with Tribe, you know, I mean, and so he came out of a group and out of a conglomerate, and probably the most recognizable figure out of all of that. So yeah, shout out to Busta. I mean, you got to give him a nod, but you know, I don't see him being at the top of that GOAT list. But you're right, he underrated. He underrated, no doubt.
What's funny is y'all keep bringing up Busta, and what's funny, actually, Busta was in the news yesterday, man. So Busta was actually in New York yesterday, where apparently he was talking to a New York City police officer or detective and 2 construction workers. It looks like they were trying to say what's up to him, but basically they started yelling at Busta. They got into it. One of the dudes called Busta a fag. Busta tries to swing on a dude and misses, and the officer steps in between them. It resolves the matter, but that actually happened on yesterday.
Damn. That's what's up.
I mean, Busta is from Brooklyn, Doc. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. Buster is from that old school realm, bro. He's from that old school cloth, bro. He ain't fucking around with these little niggas out here that's doing this new shit. Buster is old school cat from Brooklyn, bro. Trust me, he still got the streets in him, bro.
That's what's up, man. We ain't even shot nobody out in the chat room. Melvin talking about Hammer was huge back in the day. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I respect Hammer, man. I got a lot of respect for Hammer.
I respect Hammer as well, but I don't know if I'm putting Hammer in a hip hop conversation.
What? How you not gonna put Hammer?
I don't know if I'm putting Hammer.
Oh, you got
Hammer in the hip hop conversation, man. Hammer was damn near pop.
You know what, man? Let me tell you something about Hammer, man. All right, if we're gonna have a conversation about hip hop GOATs, you got to talk about the elements of hip hop and what they, you know what I'm saying, what you supposed to embody if you're gonna be considered a hip hop artist, man. You know that's
so you got Hammer in the hip hop conversation.
I got Hammer in the hip hop conversation, not the hip hop GOAT conversation. Hammer did a lot for the game, whether you believe that or not. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not
gonna argue with you on that one, but I don't know if I can just put
getting it in. You say what?
I was just saying I don't know if I can just put Hammer in the hip hop conversation, man. Hammer made more. I feel like he made more crossover kind of music, man. And I'm not just saying that because of who purchased it. I'm saying because of the type of music that he made. He made more crossover dance type of music versus just straight hip hop music.
And he did, true indeed, man. But at the same time, that's the good thing about hip hop. Hip hop, you can do whatever it is you want to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as expressing yourself with that form of music. And Hammer got on there. Hammer put on a goddamn show. This nigga put on a show. Every time he got on that stage.
And that's the other thing.
He probably do it.
Hammer was more of a live show and an artist he was more of a performer. I think that's the word I was looking for. He was more of a performer than a hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying?
I think personally, I give Hammer his props. You know why? Because he changed the culture. You can't tell me when You Can't Touch This came out and the Hammer pants and all that stuff that people wasn't wearing them shit. Kids and everything. That's changing the culture, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Right. Everybody had the shirts. Everybody had the baggy pants. So when you see some MC come out and change a whole culture of how people dressing, you gotta give props to Hammer for that.
Yeah, and not only that, a lot of what Hammer was doing back then and people was knocking, now all of a sudden everybody doing that shit. And I ain't talking about just the music. I'm talking about the flashy shit, you know, the going out here getting endorsements with all of these companies and shit. Things that they said, reasons why he crossed over, or the reasons that people said he crossed over, now they out there doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that chat room, man.
Right,
What's up? We got...
I respect what H-Rap said, saying Hammer's music crossed over. He didn't make it for the pop audience. It just crossed over. I agree with that statement.
The same shit Nelly did. Nelly didn't make his music to be pop. Nelly made music and that shit went pop. And then he started making more pop records.
Man, y'all seen Nelly doing backflips, bruh?
Nah.
Hey, man.
Nelly had a shootout against Allen Iverson. I want to say they was at UGA maybe, but they had a shootout. They were somewhere, but they had a shootout. They were shooting from half court, and Nelly beat Iverson. And after he beat him, bruh, he does a damn somersault and starts doing backflips. He does like 3 or 4 backflips in a row, and this is like recently, like 2 weeks ago recently.
That's crazy, man. You know, that dude was an athlete in school anyway. I think he ended up going off to college somewhere and making a little bit of noise. I know in high school he was, so I could see that nigga.
Knox, you had some patent leather shoes, didn't you? Knox. You had some patent leather shoes, didn't you? You had some patent leather shoes, didn't you, Knox?
I plead the fifth on that statement, bro.
This nigga from up top, man. You know he did.
You know, it was hard out here for a pimp once upon a time. You feel what I'm saying?
Patent leather shoes is the shit. I was mad because I couldn't get none. My mama refused to get me some damn patent leather shoes during the Hammer days.
Bruh. Man, them Hammer, I ain't gonna lie, yo, I did have a pair of Hammer pants, bro. And that's the only reason why I did that, because my mama liked the Hammer. She liked the You Can't Touch This thing and, you know what I mean, Let It Pray album and all that stuff. So, yo, that, because she actually bought the vinyl of the, what was it? Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em.
Please,
she
Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em.
actually bought the vinyl, bro. She bought that 12-inch vinyl, no lie, bro. And my mama barely listened to rap, but she fucked with some Hammer, though. That's how I knew that guy really changed like a whole culture of the game. You feel what I'm saying? And the dude was giving folks jobs, man. He had like 30 dancers, a live band, put on a show, like you said, Big Mo, put on a show. Mm-hmm. He was like, bruh, like you said, if you came behind Hammer, you was in trouble. You feel what I'm saying? It was like, bruh, come on now. Like, he had a whole orchestra full of people, just the dancers alone. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
man.
you know, when you know, a lot of people like, oh, Hammer went broke, but hell, for the most part, he damn near took a whole city with him on tour and gave him jobs and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Hammer was an athlete too, if I ain't mistaken. I think he got his name. I think he was like, I don't know, a bat boy for the Oakland A's or something like that.
Right.
Like that.
Let's see. So I'm gonna look it up real quick while we talking about it, man. Is Hammer sneaking into the damn? Did he sneak into the GOAT conversation?
Hey, Hammer. Listen, Hammer legendary, man. I fucks with Hammer, man.
Hammer looking to the damn GOAT conversation.
Let's get it started.
Like MC wise, but as far as him changing the culture, you could put him in that category. He definitely a trendsetter. You feel what I'm saying?
I think you
Big L talking about not still have Hammer pants. Big L, you still a Cincinnati Bengals fan, bro. Stop.
I'm gonna tell you something though, man. I put Hammer in that same conversation with Will Smith or Fresh Prince, whatever you want to call him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this dude stood up for hip hop at the Grammys. You gotta put him in. You gotta mention him.
Yeah.
You can't
respect that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Big Mo, you was right on Hammer. He was a bat boy for the Oakland A's.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. He's a
big Oakland fan, bro. He put Oakland on the back, for real. He put Oakland on the back.
A-Trap said Hank Aaron gave him the nickname Hammer.
That's what's up.
So back to the question though. So we kind of stay on topic. So for criteria, based off of what y'all two said, y'all pretty much agreed with each other. We got marketability, we got the bars and the lyricism, and we got swag / ability to move the crowd, and we got critical acclaim. So we stand with critical acclaim. That's basically like, is that going to be record sold?
I think,
or is that? Because you can be critically acclaimed but not have a million records. You know what I'm saying?
You say critically acclaimed. This what I think about when you say that. When you say critically acclaimed, you talking about not only album sold, but album reviews from magazines, you know, from hip hop blogs and shit like that. Or if you want to take it back, you know, just your hip hop writers and whatnot. And you just, you know, if how many classic albums have you had, if any? Because you got real big name artists that's in the game right now, but how many albums have they dropped that's classic? You put in Aquemini, you put in Illmatic or Ready to Die, Reasonable Doubt. Those are classic albums. You put them in and you ride with them. But as big as Drake is right now, how many classic albums has he made? We know he can make a hit. But are you gonna put his shit in and press play and let that shit ride?
Hey, look, I might catch some heat on this one. Drake's first, I know his first album. I think it was his first album, the one that got got fireworks on it and the joint with Alicia Keys and shit.
That's shit. What's the name of that shit? I don't even think that was his official album though. I think that was like his last mixtape.
No, that was the official album. That was Thank Me Later.
Think Me Later. Yeah. So that was an official album. You think that's a classic?
Yes. That album I can put in and push play